The chairperson introduces herself and the others through a welcome to the ceremony. Welcome. Welcome, Ms. Loretta Lauer, Master of Ceremonies. Invocation, Ms. Karen Kratzer. Opening remarks, Ms. Angie Matty. Keynote address is Dr. Kyle Heilman. Explanation of symbols, Ms. Shannon Peterson. Introduction of inductees, Dr. Penny Quinn. Closing remarks, Dr. Richard Abel, and ASL National Counselor, Ms. Carol Bellinger. Ms. Kratzer, will you now give our invocation?
Heavenly Father, another year has come and gone so quickly. We thank you for the joys and struggles of this last year and for our being here together today to celebrate this accomplishment for our non-traditional students. We thank you for the men and women before you who have the courage to push themselves beyond what is comfortable in pursuing their education. We thank you for the families and friends who have stood behind these students to encourage and help them as they have taken on the tasks of classes, tests, and homework, in addition to their home and work responsibilities. We thank you for the teachers and all who have worked with and encouraged these students to achieve. Finally, we thank you for the precious gift of learning and ask your blessing on us that we may all continue to learn throughout our lives. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
I don't know about wisdom. I'll give you some words. First of all, welcome and thank you for coming. We do appreciate those of you who've taken the time to come and honor the students who are being honored here tonight. A few years ago, somehow, and I really don't know how, I got signed up for an electronic newsletter. One thing I don't need is more email. And but as I started to read, and it only comes about once a month, and as I started to read some of the writings of this man, I came to find it really beneficial and very uplifting. And so I read just a little bit about his background. His name is John O'Leary, and as a very young child, as a 9-year-old little boy, he was burned over almost 100% of his body and was given about a 1% chance to even make it through the first night in the burn unit. And he's gone on to accomplish many great and wonderful things, but he has built a company where he goes around and does motivational speaking. He's spoken in nearly every state in the United States and in 8 or 12 countries, and become a very successful speaker. And one of the things that he had in one of his newsletters several years ago is something I always share in one of the student success classes that I teach. And he basically based it on Nietzsche's quote, which says that he who has a strong enough why can bear almost any how. And he says this: the life of a pregnant woman is not an easy one. She is uncomfortable, she's tired, she may be sick. It is a long and difficult journey that ultimately places her in a hospital bed, enduring something so miserable that we call it, appropriately, labor. But O'Leary says, I am confident that the same knowledge that empowers a woman to tolerate 40 weeks of pregnancy and to endure the hours of exhausting labor can free each of us to strive through any adversity in our own lives. As women travel the journey of pregnancy, they don't have to ask why these painful changes are taking place. They don't ask why they have to go through the pains of labor. They know that it eventually culminates in the birth of their child, and that knowledge frees them to endure pain that may be unfathomable under normal circumstances. They have their why, and it empowers them to endure all the hows along the way. An amazing reality is that this same tool can be utilized by each of us going forward. Knowing the real why of our careers, our relationships, our personal lives can help us to endure the significant challenges that are sure to be part of our journey. It is apparent to all of us who joined to celebrate today that the academic success of these inductees means that they have firmly in their sights their why for choosing to change their lives through education And thus, they've been able to persevere through the many challenges and struggles that are part of the journey towards this recognition. We are immeasurably proud of these inductees tonight, and thank you for being here to help celebrate their success.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Alpha Sigma Lambda, I welcome you as candidates for membership and congratulate you on your academic achievement. Before you are given an opportunity to take pledge of membership, it is but fitting that the qualities expected of you as participants in our society, also it aims and ideals to be explained to you. Ms. Peterson, will you please outline for the candidates the significance of our motto as indicated by the 3 Greek letters, Alpha Sigma Lambda?
Good evening. The Greek letters Alpha Sigma Lambda, which form the name of our society, have a special meaning to us. Alpha is the first letter of the Greek alphabet, therefore means first. The letter sigma corresponds to the letter S and is symbolic of scholarship. Lambda corresponds to the letter L and denotes leadership. The Alpha Sigma Lambda forms a framework of our motto, which is first in scholarship and leadership. Scholarship may be defined as advanced study in some special field, but this definition does not give consideration to the qualities of the scholar. True scholars humbly realize the learning is a continuing process and keenly aware of their own inadequacies. They are never convinced of the finality of the findings and are dedicated to the task of seeking the truth, no matter where it lies. Leadership is the activity of influencing people to cooperate in achieving some common goal or objective. It is a quality which urges people to pull together as one, yet allows them to contribute and maintain their uniqueness as individuals. Alpha Sigma Lambda desires of its own members a continuing effort to cultivate the important qualities of leadership, a sense of purpose, enthusiasm, energy, integrity, decisiveness, and technical mastery.
Thank you, Ms. Peterson. As candidates for membership, you now understand the scholarship and leadership for which Alpha Sigma Lambda stands. Ms. Peterson, will you please explain the significance of the open book and the lighting Roman lamp and the burning torch, which are displayed on that key?
Sure. In the upper right quadrant of our key is the open book, which symbolizes the love of knowledge. Love of knowledge is different from knowledge itself. Knowledge alone is narrow and limited, while the love of knowledge is broad, seeking everywhere for the relationship which gives meaning to time, place, culture, and history. It is our belief that men and women who aspire to the broad spirit of learning, this love of knowledge will seek to catch the fulfillment of life even in the midst of their busy utilitarian pursuit of special knowledge. In the lower left corner is the key of light and Roman lamp. For centuries, this has been a symbol of wisdom. Wisdom is based on knowledge, but is more than knowledge. It is characterized by the open mind and the readiness to decide, as truth may point the way without prejudice or passion. Extending vertically through the center of the key is a burning torch, the symbol of life. It is displayed on our badge because we believe that love of knowledge and the pursuit of wisdom are the cornerstone on which life itself should be constructed. We have before us the challenge to be mindful of the ideas towards which we strive, to gain not only knowledge, but also the love of knowledge, to prepare us not only for specialists, but also accomplished human beings, to appreciate the relationships which our vocations bear to life as a whole, to keep our open minds, to give our best thoughts to the whole of life and to discipline our spirits to a better understanding of the world in which we live.
Thank you, Ms. Peterson. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the aims and ideals of our society and the qualifications expected of you. Dr. Heilman, will you please administer the pledge of membership to the members-elect?
You know, I've had the opportunity to visit with each one of these inductees. I gained a sense of their being, their circumstances, their environment, which allowed them to come to Barton to participate in studies. I appreciate the fact that we have this chapter here. It provides a great opportunity for recognition and support. Carol Dellinger, for the past several years, has been a sponsor and inspiration for this Alpha Sigma Lambda chapter. And we appreciate her leadership and her devotion to students, all students. When I look at this National Honors Society for non-traditional adult students, my appreciation is according to the goals of this chapter, Alpha Sigma Lambda. There are 4. The first, recognize special achievements of adults who face competing interests of home and work. Second, advance scholarship and recognize academic achievement that support the adult student's career. 3, inspire leadership on behalf of adult students. And 4, provide an avenue of association among similar motivated adult students. Barton Community College is a comprehensive community college, not unlike other community colleges in the United States. It has open access, open opportunity, where we provide service opportunities to wide ranges of students, diverse students from all walks of life. We have inductees here today who represent all walks of life, who represent diversity, and have taken the opportunity to pursue higher education opportunity. You folks represent diverse walks of life, non-traditional in that you're over the age of 24. You've had experiences in life that have brought you to a point where you made the decision to pursue higher education opportunity that you may not have pursued in the prior years. You have families, you have jobs, you travel distances. You have stresses and responsibilities in life that are unique and not like our traditional age students who are 18 to 24 is my definition of traditional students. You bring your life, your experiences, your frame of mind to this campus. And you may not realize it, but you help other students. You serve as role models. You make sacrifices. And you're respected and recognized for those sacrifices. We, the faculty and staff of this college, appreciate the sacrifices that you've made. The decisions you've made, which I believe, and which I believe you believe, are going to improve your lives and make you even better. You are looking at opportunities. You are not an average student. In my mind, you are above average students. And I appreciate that. We appreciate that. And I hope you never lose sight of the fact of your uniqueness, your special mindset, what you want to achieve in life, regardless of when you decided you're going to go after something, you made that decision. The challenge we extend to you is that you do not just stop here, that you continue to be all that you can be. You'll provide role models not only in the higher education setting, but you'll take it back to your jobs, take it back to your communities. You'll be inspiration, I believe, to your families and your friends. For that, you're special. And I believe, I challenge you to continue to be special. Those are my comments. One's of congratulations, but one's of challenge. I appreciate the fact that you have family members here who joined you, because I know they've been pushing you along the way. So it's good to have the family members here. Some have traveled quite a distance to be here. And I know some of you are going to be graduating tomorrow and taking advantage of other honor events tomorrow as well. Wonderful. Good for you. Barton is pleased to have you as students. We're pleased that you've been able to be successful. And pleased that you will go on in life to be successful in other avenues, other areas. That concludes my comments. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, inductees, would you please rise and repeat after me? Are you ready? I promise to uphold the ideals and furthermore the aims of Alpha Sigma Lambda, believing that by so doing, I shall increase my value to my college and to my community. I welcome you to membership in Alpha Sigma Lambda. On the ceremonial occasion, let us resolve that its significance shall not be the day or the hour, that it shall be connected not with experiences, but with sincerities. That as we go forth from this hall, we will strive more earnestly than ever before to make the love of learning and the pursuit of wisdom the companion and guide of life. We ask that you treasure this association, remembering what it signifies. In return, Alpha Sigma Lambda extends to you all the privileges and honors of membership. On behalf of all here present, I extend to you sincere congratulations.
As I call each person's name, I'd like you to come forward and stand at the front, please. John Robert Adrian Tahan. John Robert is a nursing major here at Barton. He's graduating next semester. He's single. He does not have any children at home. He commutes to college 5 miles one way. And he was not working. It's pretty difficult to work when you're in the nursing program, as other folks in this room can attest. He had 9 credit hours this semester, and his future work plans are to study at Union College. And Union College is located in Lincoln, Nebraska. Our next individual is James Hall. James, come forward. James is an auto technology major. He is graduating tomorrow. He is engaged. He has 1 child at home. It comes about 8 miles to come to school each day. He did not work while he was attending school. He carried 15 credit hours, which is more than full time. And he does not plan to transfer. He's going to enter the workforce once he finishes. And this has been a big step in his life, and he's glad that he's made it to this point. Heather Castellan is our next individual to be recognized.
There we go, Heather. Hey, Heather.
Heather's major is dietetics, and she graduated in December. She's married and has 2 children. She did commute from Harrisonville, Missouri. With the dietetics program, you took that in an online format, but came to be with us. She did not work while she was going to school. She plans to work back in Missouri. And she does hope to transfer to K-State after completing, since she's completed her degree with us, to get her baccalaureate degree at K-State.
Cheeseburger.
Heather's whole family takes up the 2 back roads.
They brought a bus from Missouri.
Just an added comment. This this young lady took online classes, which means that she never attended any face-to-face classes. She attended all of her classes through the internet. And that she really has not known this campus or Barton facilities. And yet it is a growing access point for individuals to take online courses, and we're very pleased that you had that opportunity, and we made available something that you took advantage of, and we're very proud of you.
Online classes.
Congratulations.
Our next individual is Mark Hughes. Mark is also a nursing major, and he plans to graduate in April of 2015. He is single and the proud father of 3 beautiful children. He did not commute. He worked part-time, but his part-time is 30 hours a week, so that's pretty significant part-time. He'd like to be a pediatric nurse, and he plans to transfer once he's completed his degree with us. He's just not quite sure yet where that transfer is going to take place. Our next individual we recognize is Tara Hull. Tara is also a nursing major and plans to graduate in 2015. She's married and has 1 child at home. She worked about 12 hours a week while she was going to school. She carried 8 to 12 credit hours. She'd like to specialize as a lactation nurse once she enters the workforce. She doesn't have any plans to transfer at the present time, but you never know. She's been successful. She might change her mind after that's done for a while. Angela is also a nursing major. She's married. She has 3 grown children and 4 grandchildren. I find that hard to believe. 4 grandchildren. 4 and a half. 4 and a half. 4 and a half. She commuted from Whitesburg, Kentucky, and she did not work while she was going to school. She carried 14 credit hours this semester. She'd like to work with the Doctors Without Borders program once she's finished, and she does plan to transfer to K-State. She'd like to pursue her master's in nursing eventually. Congratulations, Angela. Our final inductee today is Blanca Montoya. Blanca is a nursing transfer major. She plans to graduate in 2013, so tomorrow. And she's getting married May the 31st, so she's just getting everything done in May. She did commute about 6 miles. She worked more than a full-time job while she was going to school, which is not easy with the nursing program. She carried 12 credit hours this semester. She'd like to transfer maybe to California. She's unsure at the present time, but I'd like to have one more round of congratulations for our group. Everybody would join me. I would like to note that for those of you who received your cords, that's something that you wear with your graduation regalia. So when you wear your cap and gown, you wear the cord around your neck, and that's part of your recognition for being honored within ASL during the graduation ceremony. And I believe Dr. Abel is next to the podium.
Let me first say welcome to everybody here. I'm Dr. Richard Abel. I'm the college's Dean of Academics. And so some of you I know, some of you I don't know, but I'm pleased to know all of you as of tonight. It's always pleasing to hear so many honor students in the nursing profession. So when I get sick, I want to find you people out there. I don't know that situation. One of my jobs, and I've been doing this for a few years now since I've been at Barton, this closing remarks situation, And I try to listen to what everybody says, and then I try to tie it in. That's a pretty good job. I should get an A in the speech class or something. Oh, wait a minute, I have a speech teacher, so that. And so I make comments on that. So a few things that I heard tonight that we talked when Ms. Maddie was up here. A lot of things we talked about was this is a great moment for everybody. And it is a great moment. I mean, you should all be walking out of here and being so excited about it. Your family's excited with you, you're excited. You've reached a wonderful milestone in your life. Not only the opportunity of many of you returning to college after years of absences, right? But then being here and being successful and achieving the level that you've achieved here, that's a great achievement. So is this a great moment? You bet your sweet Bippy this is a great moment at this particular point, that's for sure. And Ms. Peterson got up and talked about the various symbols for Alpha Sigma Lambda and what it meant. And I pick up on scholarship and leadership. Well, what a wonderful concept. I was watching, I think, 60 Minutes last week, and there's these schools now that are taking young children in first grade and teaching them to be scholars, to really understand what it means to be in school, to learn, and to have an excitement about learning. And that's what you folks are. You people are scholars, and that's a great thing to be. It's in many cultures, being a scholar is like the top of the chart in this situation with all that. Jesus was referred to as a rabbi, and the Hebrew word for rabbi is a scholar, a teacher, and that's what you folks are a pretty good thing. And then we talked about the love of education, the love of scholarship. You gotta love what you're doing. That's why you've been so successful at it all, right? If you're just going to classes and you're sitting there and maybe taking some notes and just figuring out what you need to do to pass the test, those people aren't sitting here today. You people are sitting here today because you love what you're doing. You saw a goal, you saw something at the end of that tunnel. Sometimes that tunnel might be pretty far away from you, the light of the situation, and you loved what you were doing, and that's why you're here today. And then Dr. Hammond talked about diversity. The community college is the most diverse institution in higher education. And, you won't see the diversity in a university as we have here, certainly not in a K through 12 situation. You've got young, you've got old, you've got all different nationalities. I remember when I first came on campus, which was 7 years ago, and I've always worked at community college, but we had such a large international group of students on campus, as we can see here represented tonight. And I remember walking into the cafeteria and hearing all these languages being taught. I thought I was at the UN. I said, man, this is like amazing. And if you go to the cafeteria at all, you'll still hear all those languages going through. And that's a great thing to have that diversity, to understand about other people, other cultures, other ideas, other ways. And that's part of your education as well in this situation. And then Dr. Hammond also talked about how this is a challenge. And you people are here because you rose to that challenge. You knew what you wanted to do, you pursued it, you had obstacles, and you overcame those obstacles. And then you told me today, when you stood up here, how you had everybody around you, or many people around you, who were helping you, who were pushing you, who were guiding you, who were there for you, right, to help you meet those particular challenges. Right? And then you brought them to this group to honor them. So we not only honor you today, those people who are getting inducted or inducted Alpha Sigma Lambda, but we're also honoring your family, your friends, those guests that are sitting here, because as they told you, and I'll repeat it, you're the prime reason that they stood up here and got these awards tonight. So that's a few things that I took. I'll take a look at it, jotted some notes down while we were talking today. So you got an honor today. I don't think you can ever get enough honors. It's like, in my family, you can't have enough desserts. Situation, right? You can't get enough honors, right? But this one is like an honors of honors. You got an honor because you're a scholar, you're an educator, you're getting an education, you're moving into that particular arena. So an honors of Alpha Sigma Lambda, an honor society, right? It's like a double whammy and all of that. And then those of you who are completing your AA, you're going to walk down the aisle across the stage tomorrow with us, and those that are going to be there next year or so with us, right? I need to tell you something. I've got a few degrees that I've earned over the years, right? But I've always said this one, the hardest degree to earn is the associate's degree, right? Now, I'm not going to make believe that my doctorate was a piece of cake, right? But the associate's degree, I think, is the hardest degree to earn, because many of our students who are coming to earn an associate's degree are like yourself, non-traditional students. So you just those come in, you take the classes, you go to the library, you study, you've got to go home, you've got to deal with family, you've got to deal with jobs, you've got to deal with all these other things, and then you still got to earn your education, and you guys earn it very well. So I've always said for years that the associate's degree is one of the toughest jobs to get. But this is lifelong learning, as we want you to know. We don't quit here. Whether you're planning to transfer on beyond here, or whether you're not planning to transfer on, you still have, hopefully have learned to be a lifelong learner. That you're going to go out there on the job, you're going to learn more about that job, you're going to get better at what you do, you're going to get promoted, right? And so forth and so on. Or you're going to move on and get your bachelor's degree after here, master's degree, doctorate degree, postdoctorate degree. You don't have to ever stop because you became lifelong learners. I used to have a radio show on education when I was living in Florida. And I used to end my show with this phrase, I'm going to end my talk to you today. And it's about education, right? And the show is called A for Education. And here's what I always said, and I'm saying it to you now. Always remember this about education. It is something that no one can take away from you. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen.